But we'll get there.
We will get there.
Yeah. Now it's time for a coffee break, and we start with the dying art of handwriting.
Yeah, many young adults today have grown up without ever having to learn this skill. And employers are seeing people who aren't even able to sign their own names for onboarding paperwork at new jobs.
Wait, what's onboarding?
How satisfying.
Did you? I don't think I've been onboarded.
I don't think I was actually. But
they just throw us into the fire here.
Isn't it satisfying though to see that handwriting, how pretty it is?
Yeah, but my handwriting never looked like that.
The U.S. government rather removed handwriting from its core curriculum in 2010, but now research is finding that handwriting is linked to increased cognitive brain function, motor skills, and memory. And multiple studies have shown that IQ scores have dropped for the first time in a century. I mean, remember when we learned, at least in grade school, that they said you have to write things out by hand?
Yeah.
That's how you memorize them, that's how you learn it and compute it.
Yeah,
and
so
I think there
sense.
is something to that.
Well, that's my stepson. I write him a note every morning, and he writes me a note back, just so we get some type of writing in during the course of the day, because otherwise they don't have to do it. They're typing on their computers. Like your kids must, curriculum's on computer now.
So LUSD does teach cursive.
Oh, they
my
do?
kids did get that. Just
great.
a year of it. They did get it.
Awesome.
And then also what's happening now, my son's in 8th grade. He came home the other day and was like, Mom, I got to take this essay that I wrote and type it up. And I'm like, why didn't you just type it to begin with? Because people are using AI to write their essays. So the teacher makes them write it out first and then put it over the
that is
computer.
smart.
So maybe AI will be the solution we
boost it.
need.
Yeah.
I will say I used to have pretty nice handwriting, but now because I don't write that often, when I write my kids' notes, they're like, I can't read this. I'm like, neither can I. And then I'll find like an old diary and I'm like, oh, where did that beautiful handwriting go? And it's just because we no longer do it.
Well, you definitely never do cursive anymore, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I'll handwrite myself something, but it's not usually in cursive handwriting.
It's weird, the things
I
like
still do cursive.
within
It's
one
faster.
generation, the things you don't even have to do anymore. Like if you don't want to write anymore or use caption, you don't have to. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It is weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
That is a good way to put it. But I do think it's coming back. And like I said, I know LUSD is teaching cursive, so that's good.
Yeah.
Well, not all coffee lovers are paying the same price for their Starbucks caffeine fix across the country.
What?
And shockingly, guys, California, not the most expensive. According to a survey from Price Listo, a Starbucks coffee.
What?
Price
I don't know
Listo.
what that is, but everybody does surveys so they can get their name in the news,
There
right?
you go.
Coffee is the most expensive in Vermont, costing an average $5.73 a cup. But in nearby Maine, coffee is the cheapest at $4.44 per cup
So what's
on
going
average.
on with this?
But I feel like Vermont has really high-end coffee.
Yeah, I've never been to Vermont, but it's Starbucks still. You think it's like a different type of coffee there?
Oh yeah, it's just Starbucks.
Some reasons for the difference in prices is because of the state sales tax, also the cost of living. States with higher cost of living, such as California or New York, tend to have higher prices for goods and services, including coffee. And of course, California ranks on the higher side at number 12 on the list with an average of $5.07 per cup. It is free if you make it at home. Well, it's not free, but it's a lot cheaper if you make it at home, folks, right?
Is it sales tax maybe?
I'm sure sales tax, and also, you know, our benefits are higher here, like paying for, I'm assuming healthcare is a little higher.
I'm actually surprised 12th seems a little down the list to me.
Yeah, well, see, we're like number 2 for housing, but you can get
Coffee's
a
not
lot of
so
coffee.
bad.
for a relative steal.
All right, pop quiz. What do you think a Big Mac would look like if you left it out for 1 year?
Don't be gross, Paul.
I know, I don't think I want to know.
Here's
mean,
the
the-
not
the
gross
answer
thing.
has-
Is it not gross or is it gross? If it looks exactly the same.
It's gross.
That's
That's gross.
Woman in England left a McDonald's Big Mac out for over a year. That's what it looks like now. I'm not sure if I needed to see that this morning. The sandwich looked as good as new with leafy green lettuce, a
I wouldn't
soft
call that
bun, and not a
leafy.
speck of mold. I'm just reading the script. The woman reportedly kicked off her experiment in February of last year by leaving the double-decker on a plate with fries to see how it would change over time. It didn't. She says now she plans to monitor both the Big Mac lettuce and a Golden Arches side salad to determine whether the lettuce staying green is because of the plant's properties or because of its burger environment, or I'll add a third possibility, chemicals.
Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
It didn't change in a year.
I mean, look, I don't think anybody goes to McDonald's thinking that they're eating something terribly healthy, right? McDonald's is there when you're in a pinch.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. Like,
And it's cheap.
And it's cheap. I mean, well, it's not that cheap anymore.
Well, compared to most other
Yes.
dining options if you're eating out.
Yeah, but In-N-Out, I say it all the time, cheaper. We need to leave an In-N-Out hamburger out, see what happens.
I'll
can
eat
do
it. It
that
won't
one out.
last 2 minutes. Forget a year.
Also, where'd she put it?
I know,
And
that's
how
what I
did
was
touch it?
wondering. That's
And
what I was wondering.
Mom, are you
really
leaving
doesn't
that
have-
burger out still?
Yeah.
Like,
Kathy, our producer, said the bookshelf. She left it on a bookshelf.
Oh, okay.
Paperweight.
People come over and you're like, here's my,
Yeah, doesn't it
here's
smell?
my hamburger.
Like, aren't there bugs and
So many questions
lots of
that
questions.
hopefully
we
we
need
can
a
answer later.
scientist to weigh in, like a food scientist.
There you go. Well, have you ever had a dream you couldn't quite make sense of? You're not alone. Our wacky and weird imaginations might be trying to tell us something. Sleep experts say there's some consistent themes to look out for. Dreaming of your teeth falling out could mean you're anxious about something, or you're concerned about aging.
Okay.
Other common visions, like the feeling of falling or being chased, could indicate that you feel out of control in your personal life or that you're trying to escape something. No wonder I had that when I was getting divorced. Meanwhile, if you ever couldn't speak in a dream, that could be a sign of low confidence. Yeah, like you're being silenced. There's conflicting opinions why distressing dreams occur, but some experts believe it's our brains kind of malfunctioning in a way, while others believe it helps us overcome our fears.
Yeah, maybe it helps you think about it in a way when you wake up and try to put together, why you dreamt what you dreamt.
Do you
Does
guys
that address
remember
the
your
issue?
dreams?
I do
I
when I
do.
wake up, and then I forget them by the end of the day.
I actually had a dream last night that I got to the airport late.
You were flying Southwest, but the bags
Yes.
were free.
And my husband dropped me off, and I had my bag, and inexplicably he brought a bunch of other bags I didn't need, and I was like, I don't need this, so I don't know what
So
that
maybe
means.
you're feeling like you have a lot of baggage?
Like your life is out of control. You're totally out of control,
Oh my gosh,
Christine.
guys. Okay, so the
You have
outlook
major
is not
anxiety.
good.
You're running away from your husband. You have major anxiety.
No.
Your life is out of control. And that's today's coffee
Speaking
break.
of,
CBS News Los Angeles, your local news, streaming wherever, whenever.